Hi, and welcome to another edition of Preps Plus Extra. I'm Mark Stewart, prep editor of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. J.R. Ratcliffe, sports editor of Now Newspapers. How's it going this week?
Going good. We've got about 3 weeks basketball before we get to the good stuff, the regionals and sectionals and whatnot, and got some conference races still up for grabs.
Yeah, and last week we had a bit of history as far as Wisconsin basketball goes when Milwaukee Hamilton's Kevon Looney was named a McDonald's All-American, the fifth player in state history that's happened for. I believe it's the second player in the area. Calvin Rayford from Milwaukee, Washington back in 1991 was the other area player. The other guys were obviously some guy named Sam Oakey and Joe Wolf and Brian Butch. I don't know if you guys heard of those guys.
Ring a vague bell, I guess.
Yeah, they ring a vague bell. But yeah, it kind of just, got us thinking here a little bit about, as you know, that we're, creeping up on the end of the regular season and, the tournament's going to be starting, and then those teams are going to start kind of falling off the radar as the tournament goes on, and kind of got to start thinking about postseason awards, and if we were to nail down some all area, all suburban teams, player of the year type things, what would be some of our thoughts? And at the risk of our own peril, I guess we'll talk a little bit about that. So, I guess on the boys' side, obviously, congratulations to Kevon Looney. That's a fantastic honor. But as you look at your team, because obviously your team doesn't include Milwaukee, who are some of the guys that you're kind of thinking, might have a shot at some of your postseason honors?
We have a lot of really talented, high-scoring guards in our communities, and probably the most eye-catching would be Reed Timmer of New Berlin Eisenhower, who scores more than 30 points per game, and it's not doing it against really small schools. Eisenhower plays in the Woodland, pretty competitive D2 schools for the most part, so he certainly comes to mind as a guy, a high-volume shooter, or high-volume scorer, a guy who's really been carrying that program for a couple of years. A matchup that we had actually on Friday features two of the top players in the area, Brady Ellingson of Sussex Hamilton and Brookfield Central's Riley LaChance. They're
right.
Teammates in the AAU season. They're both going to Division I universities. Both can take over the game at any given moment. Great shooters, good scorers, the whole works. LaChance has some pretty nice players playing with him. Elijah Goodman, a post player, who will certainly be one of the guys for when we look at our all-suburban team. So he has probably the better team to work with, just the number one team in the state. Ellingson's teammates, they're still pretty good. They actually gave Brookfield Central a pretty good run for their money, sent it to overtime, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Ellingson has been a guy who started for 4 years and a very good scorer, one of the best scorers in the area. So those are some of the names that come to mind. We'll have a few more that sneak in there. But if I had to guess, I would say the player of the year race at least probably has to feature those guys.
Yeah, and obviously, those guys, our areas overlap, and those are some of the guys that are, going to be considered, are on my radar. You can't forget about Diamond Stone.
Oh, right. No, of course not.
He's another guy that, like Looney's kind of got, some national attention and gets invited to a lot of these USA, basketball camps and things. So, he's definitely, definitely in the mix, and, it's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of, the tough part with the all area team sometimes aren't the first five guys. It's like, it's
right.
It's the other guys, and in terms of for us, we'll have, a second, third, and fourth team. And a lot of times sometimes that first team is the easy part,
right.
And then it's like, okay, where do you slide in all these other guys?
One guy I do want to throw in too, Paul Miller of Kettle Moraine, who's been the leader on that squad that's leading the Classic 8 conference. Chuck Delsman, one of my colleagues, actually did some research, discovered this is the first time in the 17-year history of the Classic 8 that Kettle Moraine has been in sole possession of first place at any point in the season. So Paul Miller, who's going to North Dakota State, great player, he's been leading them. So he merits consideration for some of these all-area teams as well.
Right. And switch over to the girls' side. What about on the girls' side? There's some big names
definitely.
on that side, too.
Oak Creek comes to mind right away. They've got a couple. Timia Sims and Stephanie Kostowitz have been leading that team all year. Abby Garrett's of Pewaukee is just a sophomore, but that's a team now that's the number one team in the state in Division II. So she's capable of, she's already shown what she's capable of, and that squad is very balanced, heading into a huge battle Tuesday as we're taping this against Milwaukee Pius. With that rematch later in the year, also going to say a lot about the Division II state championship race, or at least who might be able to get through that sectional to get to state. And then Maya Jonas of Whitefish Bay has been doing it across the box score. She's capable of scoring, rebounding, passing, you name it. And now they're tied with Germantown atop the North Shore Conference as kind of a team that has risen onto the scene as the year's gone on. So those names all pop into my head right away.
Yeah, and for myself, we can't. Enrique Ogunbowale
Right.
from Divine Savior Holy Angels was our player of the year last year as a sophomore. She's having another fantastic year. So you got to, at least for me, you know, we got to start there. Gabby Ortiz from Racine Prairie.
Absolutely.
She's going to Oklahoma. You know, fantastic player. You know, so I mean, those are, you know, two especially talented, you know, top kids is in my mind when I look at the girls side. And obviously, you know, Maya Jonas is really another player that just stands out in terms of just how she's really, now that we've seen her healthy. I mean, it was a couple years, you know, 2 years ago, I think.
She tore ACL.
Yeah, you know, she hurt her knee, and you know, it had been a while since we had, you know, at least on the high school level, had seen her healthy and really what she could do. And now, you know, she's having a phenomenal season. Another player I would be remiss is Alizea Blockton from Whitefish Bay.
yeah.
Dominican is a fantastic player who just, their team isn't having the team success, but individually, she's a player that, you know, she was second team all area for us last year, and you know, she was pretty close to, in my mind, you know, being in that, you know,
Right.
in that mix. There were a handful of kids that, you know, we talked about separating first and second team, where it was tough
Yeah.
there. And another, you know, speaking of Enrique and Alizea, Shaquilla Fowler. Another one, they all play club ball together. Shaquilla Fowler is a player from Milwaukee Kings. She's having a fantastic year. A lot of people think she's the best, you know, point guard in the state. I mean, I've heard that by a few coaches. So, you know, boy, you know, I'm sure that now as the names keep rolling up,
Yeah.
someone's going to be like,
It's never
what,
easy.
Yeah, what about us? But those are just some of the kids that kind of, you know, immediately pop into our minds. But like you touched on before, you know, Sussex Hamilton and Brooks Central had a fantastic game last week. The boys teams, and here's what Coach Mark Adams and some guy named Brady Ellingson from Sussex Hamilton had to say about the game.
You know, we do a drill in practice, it's called a 30-second stop drill, and we've got to play continuous defense for 30 seconds. And our white group, our second group, makes us pay. I mean, they make us pay. And we probably lose our first group more than we come out on top. Well, tonight it paid off where they were used to that kind of thing because we came out on top. What I told them was think about all the hard work you put in to get to be number one, and that it's a whole lot harder to stay there and the work you're going to have to put in, and do you want to do it? And I think they do. I think it's a pretty mature group, so I think they do.
Yeah, I'd say as a total team effort, definitely. You know, our defensive intensity, especially in the first half, was there, and we really grinded it out on offense and got good looks in the offense, and just couldn't pull it out.
Well, JR, Sussex Hamilton took the state's top-ranked team, Brookfield Central, to overtime. Sussex Hamilton's a team that, even though they have Brady Ellingson, they've got a handful of losses right now. You know, does this mean there's some chinks in the armor for the state's number one team? Should folks in Brookfield be concerned that, you know, about their squad?
Well, I think what it says is it's just really hard to go undefeated. And you can have a night like they had where in the first half they struggled shooting the ball, and pretty much everybody struggled at one time, inside, outside. It just wasn't clicking for them. And that's going to happen every now and again. And Sussex Hamilton is not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. They're known primarily for the one guy, for Brady Ellingson, but the guys around him had a very good game. On the offensive end, guys like Mitch Gesvain, a little shooting guard who was able to hit, I think, 4 3-pointers in the game. Drew Patterson, who's been very successful on the football field. He was able to get some open looks at the basket and drive and score. They had a ton of open looks because Central was playing man-to-man. They're known for their 1-3-1 zone, but Hamilton's had some success against that in the past, so they're playing man, and Hamilton found some seams. Now, Central did have a couple runs in them as well, and Hamilton played extremely tenaciously on the defensive end, so that's kind of what led to a really close game, and Central had some huge possessions defensively. The last 2 minutes of the game, Hamilton held for a final shot. Central held them off. Riley LaChance made a great block at the end on a ball, a pretty good look that would have been possibly a game-winning basket, saved the game there. So,
yeah, and, you know, it just, you know, reminds me that, you know, of how, not only how tough it is to go undefeated, you know, not everyone's going to, you know, there's not another 68, 69 game winning streak. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. But just the parity there is in boys basketball that, you know, I mean, you got a team like Brooks Central who's risen to the state's number one ranking. And, you know, I mean, they lost to, as Coach Mark Adams noted, I mean, Milwaukee Hamilton took them to overtime, and then you get, you know, Sussex Hamilton, you know, so it just shows you that, you know, if you got a great player on your team and they get hot, you know, anything can really happen, and you're dealing with high school guys, so
right.
You never know what's in their head, you know, did their girlfriend break up with them, you know, or is their
Right.
dog sick, you know, or do they got exams, you know. So when you're dealing with, you know, younger athletes, I mean, those things, you know, can go into whether a guy has a good day or not.
It just makes me appreciate that winning streak Germantown had even a little bit more. I mean, that's unbelievable. They only had 3 or 4 games decided by one possession through that whole stretch, and it's just, how do you keep that consistency and continually not just beat opponents, but blow them out? I mean, essentially have a good enough day to blow them out every time around. That would just, like you said, I'm not sure we'll see that again, or at least not for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will give JR the final word here on this week's edition of Preps Extra. We'll see you next week. Take care.